quite a lot, I feel. I was thinking about this actually a couple days ago, and I feel like our conversations around distributed leadership have really helped me to kind of name some things that were happening in my process already that were distributing leadership and power in the process, and also value those things that were happening, not as like, or value them rather as the thing that's actually contributing to the production of the artwork versus as like some other thing. And then the actual art making is like this other serious thing that's more production oriented. And also part of our distributed leadership conversations have also touched on honoring the wisdom of the body and like asking the body versus asking the rational mind to work through some of these issues. And so sometimes you're in the dance studio and it feels like that's what you're doing, but then, you know, you dance, and you step aside and you like talk about what just happened. And our distributed leadership conversations have kind of been a reminder to me to also ask those questions of the body, like also ask the body to respond first, and you'll be able to get information that way. So I'll just share one example. One thing that I have been doing a lot in my process has been inviting everyone that I'm working with. So right now I'm just working with one collaborator, but we'll improvise at the end of the practice. So we'll do all this work, and then at the end, we'll just put on a song and we'll improvise a short solo. And the solo is just kind of a response to everything that happened in the day. So I feel like rather than like sit down and kind of talk through what resonated and what didn't, it's just kind of a way of asking the body and giving people space to share like what resonated with them, and you know, what didn't, what is not important. And then also like for me, being in a position in like this particular process I'm talking about as someone who's like driving the process forward, it really helps me kind of see where we're aligned and like where we're not. And so, yeah, that's been really nice. And I feel like that's something that I relate very much to all the work that we've been doing with Leader Spring and with each other in trying to think through what distributed leadership means for the organization. Hope, can I pass it on to you?
Sure. So I've been thinking recently about, you know, artistic authorship and the process of editing. And I think for a long time, I've approached editing as a choreographer from a place of cutting things out and, you know, thinking that that kind of symbolic violence was synonymous with craft, and wondering lately what a sense of craft might look like if it comes from a place of permission rather than thinking that I need to build a dance from a place of cutting things out. And that feels related to me to distributed leadership, because distributed leadership to me feels like it calls on me to be more to sit with uncertainty, to sit with messiness, to sit with process, to be patient, instead of having everything clean and tidy and orderly. So in that way, the two strands of work feel related. And I'll pass it to Cherie.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been thinking about distributed leadership in my own like choreographic, I guess, directing. And also, I feel this is similar thinking about aesthetic equity, which the aesthetic equity piece came up for me last year when we had a workshop with Liz Lerman and Paloma McGregor called Aesthetic Equity. That was co-sponsored by Yayoi Kambara for the community engagement residency that she had this year. And in that workshop, I was partnered with someone, a dancer, and they said, you know, like when I dance for choreographers, which they do a lot of dancing for different choreographers, I like my aesthetics aren't really ever acknowledged, or I wonder what it would be like to really be able to contribute my aesthetics, not just like my ideas of movement, but like my foundations and what I want to do. And I was like, I found that interesting, and I had internal dialogue with myself around like, would I be open to doing that with my dancers? Like, would I be open to saying, whatever you want to create, no matter what it is, I'm not even going to give you a prompt or an improvisational structure, do it and we'll put a piece together. And I honestly didn't feel like I was interested in doing that. I still felt very pulled to like want to create a work that I wanted to create with their input and my guidance, but I wasn't ready to completely open it up for whatever aesthetics came out. So that was just something I like have been sitting with. And when the pandemic hit, I had this opportunity this fall to do a community partnership with the David Brower Center in Berkeley, and we were going to do something at the center in the gallery actually performing, and I was going to create a piece for that, but with the pandemic, we're not able to do that. And so I felt like this was an opportunity to not be the sole choreographer and to give my dancers, artists, collaborators an opportunity to create whatever they wanted to create in whatever aesthetic they want or whatever format they want that could be shared online. So that's what's happening now. It's called Earth Echoes Virtual Gallery. We're going to have a gallery site up, and each one of my dancers has created a piece around art and environmentalism that's coming from them, their own words, their own music, their own style, their own videos, their own writings. And that felt really empowering for me as a leader to be able to distribute that out and to put faith and trust in them to create things, because not all of them are choreographers. Some of them, this is their first time doing something like that and not being told or directed more what to do. So that's felt really great. And I feel like that has been influenced by my work with HMD and us distributing leadership amongst ourselves. I've been able to take that into my own dance company in this way for this event.